Yeah, good morning, guys. And mine happened to our friends there in the Philippines. Guys, as you can probably tell, Tatay needs a break. Dump Bosshog, that's the title of this video. Yes, guys, some 3 years ago, Tatay arrived from Mindanao and with Gina and Red. And only had the intentions of staying a few months, and it's now been 3 years. And I think it's well documented, very well documented, that Tatay is the only person at the Bohovel who works on that farm. He's the only person who labours, and I mean hard labour, on that farm. The only person. There's no one else at the Bohovel who will lift a hand, let alone Bosshog. When he arrived 3 years ago, he'd had a illness or an operation in Mindanao, and he was more or less coming to Bohovel to convalesce. And there is a video up on Brian's channel, and Brian did say, Brian's words, Tatay, stay here and relax. You don't have to work. That was 3 years ago. And of course, it never turned out like that, did it? Tatay this, Tatay that, Tatay do the other. We've seen on numerous videos how Brian has abused Tatay, thrown Tatay under the bus with things like, oh, Tatay's wore the battery operated tools out. Well, Brian, there's no chance of you wearing any tools out because you never do any work. I've never seen you. I've never ever seen you do any work. And I have said for a long time on all our videos that you are not capable of work. And we've been proved right. You cannot work. Why are you in the Philippines? Because you are a welfare case and you're disabled. And you rely on this man, sat there, up on the screen. You rely on this man to do all the work. And it's finally came to a head. This man's had enough. And guys, I just want to play you a little bit of a video here, and then we'll continue with this video. So take a look at this.
Has bolts, and you know, I know Tata is getting tired. He's exhausted. He once told me that he wanted to take a break. I don't know. Maybe Tata told me that he wants to take a break and go home to Mindanao. He wants to rest first because he's really very tired. No, there's a lot of work actually here for Tatay, but there's only one Tatay. We only have one Tatay, and we can't force people to work.
Yeah, guys, those were Gina's words. That little snippet there from Gina's channel, and quite clearly, Tatay has had enough. He has reached the end of his tether with Brian. That is quite clear. Now, Brian leans on Tatay too much to do everything. Brian does nothing. Brian never asks Tatay to do something. He tells Tatay to do it, and Tatay feels compelled to do it. Even down to the simplest little thing, like turning on the water pump. Why can't Brian go and do that? Tatay, go and turn the water pump on. We've seen today the job that Brian used to do feeding the fish, he can't do it. Tatay, in Brian's video, he's a pin and arm of video. Tatay's feeding the fish. Bosshog has stood behind him with a sling on his arm. He can't work. He's never been able to work. He stood there with a camera, videoing Tatay feeding the fish. Tatay looks at him in disgust. Also, guys, Gina says in her video that they won't be doing anything on the house until she can save some money. So, where is that money coming from? That's absolute bullshit, that, Gina, because take a look at her channel, which is the only income she's got, and her channel maximum 15k, 15,000 pesos a month. So obviously she doesn't have money to save out of the 15k. Guys, in reality, she doesn't mean she needs to save. What she's saying is she needs donations. I also noticed that on Gina's video that she says she will let Tatay go home. I'm sorry, but who are you to let Tatay go home? If Tatay has had enough and he wants to go home, that's his decision. It ain't yours, Gina. Tatay has done enough. And you've got to remember that Tatay went there to lend a hand on the farm, to help out, not to be the guy who has to do everything. Even with Nerio there, the work is too much for Tatay. And remember what Brian said, Tatay, when you're here, you don't have to work. That was 3 years ago. And what has Tatay been? Tatay has been a slave to the master, Bosshog. That's what's happened. And guys, fact is that while Tatay's at that Bohovel, at that so-called farm, Brian will not leave him alone. I don't know what the situation is with his salary, but that farm, that Bohovel, should be Tatay's, because he's the only one that is doing anything. Also in Gina's video, she mentioned that Tatay had been planting potatoes in that raised bed. Gina, do you not think Tatay's got enough to do? What were you, Bosshog and Maricel, doing? Can't you plant some potatoes? Why is everything on Tatay's back? And the other thing, Gina, I did watching you watering the plants. I think you need to go next door and get some advice on how to water plants. That was a real poor effort on your part. And Tatay, this is a direct message to yourself. I don't know whether you'll be able to understand what I'm saying. I don't know whether anyone will pass this message on to you. But what you need to do is you need to pack your bag, whether Gina goes with you and Red goes with you, pack your bag and leave the Bohovel. The Bohovel without you will collapse. You, at 60 years of age, are being leaned on every day, 24 hours a day, to do everything. There's a man there who is disabled, who can't work, who is dependent on you. You're being used. You are being abused. You can't pay you enough for the amount of work you do. Go back to Mindanao. In fact, have a word with your daughter and take your daughter back to Mindanao and get rid of Bosshog. Dump him. Guys, till the next time, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Bye for now.